Our next reader is Augusta Ogden. She fell off the corporate ladder when she chucked her job at Glamour magazine to travel the country in a van and sing in sweat lodges. Her plan to start a side hustle offering financial and career advice has been discouraged by all who know her. Augusta Ogden.
Oh God, I'm so bad at this. It's good? Is it good? Yeah. All right. I was delighted when Colm told me that he had arranged for us to stay in a friend's caravan on the coast of County Clare. I had occasionally seen the brightly painted round-top wagons out in the Irish countryside and was charmed by them. Colm could not help but laugh at my dismay when we arrived instead at a battered trailer anchored into the sandy soil by heavy ropes. I looked askance at the wobbly doors and windows. The interior was even less encouraging, with sagging benches and a tiny cramped bedroom. But the beach was just a short walk away through a magical landscape of high dunes and grasses, where only bird song and the peaceful faraway rush of the sea could be heard. After a fine few days there, the local shopkeeper told us that major gales were going to be moving in. Just around dawn, I was awakened by pounding on the walls and the bed shaking violently. A deluge of rain blew horizontally across the windows in a shrieking wind. Bloody hell, Colm said. It's like living in a car wash. The caravan was bouncing up and down, but the heavy ropes held. We made cups of tea and settled in for the duration. By the evening of the second day, I was starting to go nuts. There was a pub nearby, and I had noticed a sign saying that they had live music. Colm grumbled and really didn't want to go out. But County Clare is world famous for traditional Irish music, and I pressed the point. The car park was full, and the pub was completely packed with people in spite of the gales. We pushed our way through to a separate lounge where musicians were starting to set up on a small stage. A door at the back of the room opened, and a wind-blown gaggle of people came bursting into the lounge. Colm looked at me archly as I realized it was that most dreaded of situations, a bunch of drunken American tourists. They pushed together a few tables, argued about who was sitting where, and began clamoring for drinks. "Jimmy, I'm cold," whined a woman wearing a "Kiss Me, I'm Irish" shirt. She lurched to her feet and entwined herself with a guy at the end of the table. They began kissing noisily, and his hand moved possessively over her butt. The rest of the group began to catcall loudly. "Had enough?" asked Colm. "But I really wanted to hear some music," I replied. As if on cue, a cheerful voice greeted us from the stage, and I looked over hopefully at the three young Irish guys. However, I realized with a sinking heart that there were no acoustic instruments anywhere in sight. The guitarist struck a chord. "My D-I-V-O, oh no, oh no, RCE becomes final today." I had traveled halfway around the world to hear bad country music, bad American country music. "Can we go now?" I couldn't even look at Colm. "But you wanted to hear some music," he laughed. "But that's not what I meant," I said. "Play Danny Boy," one of the Americans shrieked. We pushed our way through the bar, where the packed crowd was now screaming at some pale-haired people singing on the TV. They were labeled Finland. "You're shite," yelled a patron at the end of the bar. "Get off the stage." There was a loud chorus of boos and agreement. "Let's get out of here," Colm said. "It's the flippin' Eurovision Song Contest." The caravan was bouncing in welcome as we forced the flimsy door open against the howling wind. I awoke at some point during the night. The windows still rattled, but there could be no doubt that the storm was finally lessening. I nestled closer to Colm, and for the first time in days, I felt truly safe.